Welcome, if you're watching this in playback, welcome to the Tuesday night regular live stream show that we put on in this big community that we've got that helps you with your carp fishing questions and queries to put more fish on the bank for you. So we've got a few people coming in now. If you've never been here before, then what normally happens is for about 45 minutes to an hour, the community asks questions, we answer it between us, we give advice, people ask about lakes, about certain items to tackle, and we just generally help each other in this great big community that we've got to answer the carp fishing question and queries. So there we go. That's what this is all about. Evening, guys. Evening, Sean Rowlands, Lewis McGuire, Roy Close. God, they're all filling in now. Hi, Lee Munslow, Friday Night Carper, Paul Butterworth, Graham Martin. All the old usual suspects are in here. And we've got 99 people in here already, would you believe? Crazy. Friday Night Carper, evening. Chris B, hi mate. Conrad Paluch, evening. Steve Berry, Elvis Berry, Gavin Cross, David Taylor, Camden Jim, Daniel O'Brien, Michael Saint, Carl Instone, and a whole host of other people as well. Well, it's good to see you all. Now, I bet you're wondering, normally we go live from the bank in the darkness, wherever I'm fishing for that particular Tuesday night. But I did Sunday night and Monday night at Sandhurst Lake, got back this afternoon. So I've got a bit of business to take care of tomorrow. And it was very cold the first night, a little bit warmer the next night. And we blanked our asses off. There was one fish out while we was there. And it was just a real struggle. It just seems to be that way. This time of the year was the water temperature still like 12, 13 degrees, which is warm for this time of year. I'd expect it to be well below 10, around about the 8 to 10 mark. So I think the fish just still gorging themselves on all that natural food and they're ignoring baits. But when they've finished all that natural food, if you're still out there doing it, you're all going to reap the rewards. So, evening, Trevor DeProse, Lee Amos, Andy Weaver, Jerry Rothwell, Gary Rothwell even, good to see you. Blimey, there's quite a few in here now, 149. So guys, if you was in here for Saturday's live feed, we had a totally different look. It was a bit like a gamer's look. And I was told it looked a little bit too small and things weren't working out right. So I've got rid of that. We've got a new setup. We've gone back to the old way, but with a couple of little additions. I don't know if you can see up there, we've got a count now. Count to tell us how many people are in the house, in the live stream at any one time. Which is good, because before I had to go and try and search for it and I didn't know. And we had, last Tuesday just gone, we had 265 people in the live stream all at one time. That was the maximum concurrent people at the one time. I mean, you get people coming and going over the 45 minutes to an hour, but 265 people, and that's testament to you guys for making this community what it is. It's just brilliant, you know. Cole G, evening mate, glad that you got back home fine. Yep, I agree Danny, this one's better. Because what I didn't realise was that I'm doing this on a Mac, on a computer, but a lot of you guys are watching it on your phone. So it's even smaller what you're seeing. So you couldn't really see me. You couldn't see the questions and things like that. So it's we've gone back to the original one with just a few little tweaks. Paul White says, hello lads, love these vlogs. Brilliant, good. Thank you for that. Hope they finish on the naturals tonight, Dominic Carter says, as I'm on a day session tomorrow. So do I. I really do, because well, not every lake, but most lakes in the country are really struggling to get a bite. It's you know, this autumn is longer than it normally is. Oh, excuse me, God. So we've got the brew on the go as well. My favourite saying, look, it only takes one bite. Now, if any of you guys have ordered from my website the black chicken pom-pom hats, the Black Chicken Beanie pom-pom hats, they will be going out tomorrow, I've been told. So if you're thinking, oh, where is it? They're going out tomorrow. So I just thought I'd update you with that, guys. And what do you think of this hoodie? This is a different one. This is another sample I've got. It's a little bit heavier gauge than the other one. Not a lot, but it's got coloured hoodie. And this is like a milkshakey, vanilla milkshakey coloured. It's got the old tie-ups are in the milkshake as well to match them. So this is a different, a little bit, slightly heavier, but with the Black Chicken logo. It's just something a little bit different. Carl G says, I see you're not rocking back and forth. Not yet, I'm not. I will be if I keep blanking, but, you know, we all blank, don't we? We all blank. You know, you won't believe the amount of messages I get from you guys saying it's just refreshing to see someone who's doing the vlogs and the videos that you blank like everybody else, because that's because I'm just like everybody else. I don't have to rope off swims for weeks at a time and, you know, be there for 3 days and say you've been there for 10 minutes and you've caught one. It's just, it's not real fishing, is it? You know. Michael Odell says the American Carp Society is launching today, worth a look. There you go. Sean Saunders says, I mate, watched your video and I feel for you with your barra tyre. I had it happen to me, what a nightmare. I think it happens to everyone. I think they do it on purpose, so you have to buy a new one. Evening, David Hall. Dennis Williams says he's blanking on Dream Lake 2. Yep, the excessive carp, you see, a blank is closer to catching. It's one blank closer to catching, isn't it? You just got to keep on keeping on. You've got to be confident in what you're doing. I know I go on and on about this all the time. If you're confident in the rigs, the bait you're using, where you're fishing, law of averages are that you're going to catch eventually. It might be 3, 4, 5, 8 trips, but you're going to catch because you've got to keep that confidence. As soon as you start doubting things, you're swapping and changing and doing bits and pieces, and you end up in a whole world of pain where you're just constantly blanking because you haven't got faith in yourself. Evening, Brad Asseter. John Hallett says he's just done 12 nights on Savannah using maggots and worms for 3 bream, 14, 13 the largest. Now that's a big ass bream, isn't it? Matthew Randall, good for you, mate. How was your how was it today at Angling Direct Slough? Cranky Carpers, yep, 185. That's what I expect to get. Cranky Carpers, about 185, but it's you've got football on and you've got it's Halloween, isn't it? So I'm surprised we've got 180 in here anyway. David Dawkins says, evening, Leon, hope you're good. You ever fished in Germany? I'm thinking of going next year. I'd love to fish in Germany. I would really love to. But I believe a lot of the lakes are club lakes. So, and you have to, it's a slightly different setup out there. You've got to be recommended by someone and you've got to have an address over in Germany. It's slightly different, I think. But I'd love to go and fish in Germany. Jim Hallgood, really like his comment. He says, that's why it's called fishing and not catching, mate. Exactly. That's exactly my fault. It's called fishing and not catching. Evening, Ben Gilmeister. Ben Wallace, good to see you in as well, mate. Hi, pal. Back on the bank Monday, and what dog should I use? Well, that's a bit of a wrong question, that is. What dog should I use, isn't it? Where's the fluffy one? The fluffy one is downstairs, knackered after 48 hours in the elements, barking and going crazy for 48 hours at Sandhurst. So he's downstairs, lying on the sofa, thinking it's his sofa. I'm sure he'll come up here in a minute if he hears me talking. Yeah, Graham Rowland says you have to pass a test in Germany. I believe so. Jamie Downey says you're my top carper, mate. Look at that, sharing the love. And you're my top audience. Always. You guys make all this possible. You know, I keep saying it, but this, what I'm doing, I'm just hosting it. I'm just here and you're here. It's not all about, look, I'm the best carp wrangler in the world and If you don't use this product, you won't catch nothing. What a load of rubbish. We're all the same, aren't we? We all go fishing. It's just madness when you see these programs and videos by some of the companies, and it's all about, you've got to use this, and it's all about their egos. It's crazy. DM Dean says, how's Sanders fishing, Leon? Be there Friday on the social. It's fishing very, very slow, because the fish are on the old naturals. Square rig, please. Look at that. The amount of messages I've had over the last couple of weeks. I will do a video on a square rig eventually. It's quite a difficult video to do because there's a lot of... It's quite a complicated knot to do to make it like a goalposty square rig type of thing. It's that tiger nut time of year, Lee. Yep. Nuts have always been good in the winter. You don't see many people using them though. Only takes one bite. Says, I see you vape in the man cave, but never whilst fishing. How come? I do. I vape when I'm fishing as well. David Dawkin, what you have to do on 99% of the lakes out there, the German anglers, to be able to fish, they have to pass like a fishing exam. Hi, Chris Coates. Good to see you. Roy Close says, companies are only interested in selling their products. They're not interested in us. 100%, Roy. Now, how many times have you posted a comment on a video because you're interested in one of their products, or on their Facebook page or Twitter that you're interested in, saying you want to ask a question about a product or something they sold to you a couple of years ago? How many times do you actually get a reply? That's how many times. Maybe one, if they think they can make more money out of you. You tell me, guys, how many times, if you've contacted the fishing companies by email with a problem, you've got a problem with a bit of tackle or something, or their Facebook page, and you've never got a reply? Carpy Steve says, with the fishing being on small naturals, would you recommend a single or double bait? I was fishing double baits last 30 hours, nothing, but everyone else is fishing singles and pop-ups, and there's one fish out right up one end of the lake. That's it. I'd have to go singles. I had to go singles. Evening, the Welsh carp catchers. It's got to be Carp. He says, oi, oi, kids doing his Sweden trick or treating. Just don't answer the door. That's what I do. Or answer the door and go, what do you want? I'll set the carp dog on them. Yeah, Colin Osborne says he was out Sunday night. All action came to Tigers. There you go. Thanks for that, Colin. Paul White says, Nash, the only one Fox didn't want to know. What's the... I mean, some of you guys are in business, aren't you? What's the one of the main things, if not the most important thing? Customer service. These guys think they invented carp fishing. These companies, they haven't got time for the minion who's bought the products, who's got a problem with it because it's Chinese rubbish. They haven't got time, have they? But I'm pretty sure that will all change when they start seeing their profits going down, because the world's changing. Stuart Cox, have you ever used hemp on hair? Me and Eloise are tuned in. I have. I haven't used it for many years, and I should use it again because you could. In the summer, I used it. You can catch a few fish there. Colin Osborne says he's contacted Fox several times, no reply ever. Paul Bedford says, even Leon, I've blanked 6 times, and Solar have always responded. Never try anyone else. There you go. Graham the Dodge Green says, why do you think some carp can go uncaught for years and years? Because they're not feeding on our bait. They don't need to feed on our boilies unless they need something which is a deficiency in their diet. George Anderson says, another one never replies. Exactly. The Welsh carp catchers, customer service is what people look for. Exactly. Because what happens is you get a problem or you don't know how something works. So you contact whatever company it is. Doesn't have to be a fishing company. It can be anyone. Contact them. They come back to you. They give all the help they sort your problem out, or they give you how you should fix whatever you're doing. You tell your mates, don't you? You remember that. It stands them in good stead when you want to spend some money. The next time you'll go back to them because of their customer service. What is difficult about that? What don't these companies get? What, you know, I really don't understand. Exactly, Colin Marriott. Customer service should always be king. Most manufacturers seem to have forgotten this. Exactly, Colin. Sean Mulqueen, hello mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Groove and Cat, he's finally here. Paul Harris says, yep, Fox didn't want to know me with me either. I say, always look after your customers. Exactly, Paul. Exactly. Because they're the ones who are spending the money. And I can't understand why you wouldn't look after them. You know, it's not just Fox and it's most of the companies. But I tell you what I've seen quite a few Nash comments to say that they have good customer service. Good for Nash, you know, brilliant, great. You know, thumbs up for Nash. Dave Torrix says, had a change of scenery. He's going sea fishing on the River Mersey or Menai Straits, the cod and whiting. Oh, good for you, Dave. I hope you catch some of them cod and cook them up. There's nothing like them fresh, is there? Stuart Cox says, have you had the social chat yet? Proper excited for it? Not yet. I've still got to speak to the guy. He wasn't there when I was at Sandhurst today. There's a clue. DJ Deluce says, on the bank tomorrow for 3 nights. Any bait tips? The way everything's fishing at the moment, I'd go on the singles, or like a few other people, like Colin Osborne says, have at least one rod on a tiger nut. See what happens. There's another tick, another vote for NGT. He says, the Welsh Carpet says, NGT are good. They were quick with a reply telling me how to pair my Bart alarm with the receiver. Brilliant. Roy Close says, Nash, they're good. The Obsessive Carpet has dealt him having excellent customer service. Graham Roller says the number on the screen is stuck. Graham, you're just too clever, you are. You notice everything, don't you? It says 191 on my right hand screen. It says 180 there. I'm sure that will catch up for itself in a minute. Only you could mention that, Graham. Andy Weaver says, hi Leon, have you ever been river carp fishing? Only, not for carp, but for bream, tench, everything else, fishing matches. And, you know, I love to fish the Thames. And I remember back in the day, 35 years ago, trotting a float down the Thames, you'd hook into something and you just wouldn't be able to stop it. It'd be like a train. You'd be going all over the place. And I reckon those were carp in those days. Carp or maybe catfish. Sean Mulqueen says, some of the smaller companies have great after-sales service. Yep, I agree. Aaron Paul says, at the end of the day, we're the people who put them where they are. Exactly. So why isn't there brilliant customer service? Dean Cousin says, what are the sizes like for your black chicken hoodies? Is the XL proper XL? Most definitely, Dean. This is a 2XL, what I normally have. And this is spacious as anything. I like my hoodies baggy, so I can move about, I can sleep in them. And you don't find many that aren't really, you know, they're not a proper cut. But these are very spacious. I mean, guys, look, guys who've got them on the screen, tell them, tell Dean Cousins, are the sizes, are they spacious, are they good quality? Because you're the guys who have bought them. I know they're good quality, but you're the guys who are wearing them who have bought them. William Randall says, hi Leon, how's it going mate? Start a new lake tomorrow, any tips? Find them and try and fish singlesome at this time of the year, I would say. Evening Dean Woolard. Danny Gleed says he had a row with Nashi on the phone about 25 years ago when he wouldn't replace a faulty oval brolly. Stu John says, why do you prefer buzzer bars over single bank sticks? I just like it all compact. I do use singles sometimes, but it's more to carry as well. Don't forget that's 6 single buzz bars. That's 6 single sticks instead of just 2. Sean McQueen, Uncle Fester. What are you trying to say, Sean? Sean McQueen says, great costume tonight, mate. You know what I should have done? I should have come on with a wolf's head on or something, or all the makeup on or something. Well, that's only for Sunday nights with Mrs. B when I put the makeup on her dress. You know what I mean? See, John Gone's fishing. Dean Cousin says, great fit. No, see, look, this is what I don't get right. Stephen Perry says, thanks for doing this. It's a pleasure. You guys are making this community. It's not me. I'm just giving everyone the vehicle to make it our community. This is our community. This is our Facebook page, the closed group. If you want to do a search, if you're not in there yet, do a search for it. Only takes one bite. Do a search for that. Ask to come in, because not everyone gets in. None of the idiots get in. Come in, and it's like a breath of fresh air to everyone. And everyone makes this community. Evening, Mike Payne. Carpy Stevo says, have I ever fished in the snow? I have, and I've never caught a snow carp. Evening, Mace. We're actually at 190. The top left says 180, or top left says 180. My other screen says 190, 21 minutes in. So I don't know why that isn't keeping up with itself. It's stuck on 180. Dominic Carter says he paid to see me in makeup. Mate, every man's got a price, haven't they? Don't tell me when you was younger, when you was messing about with your girlfriend, you didn't wear her clothes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Everyone's got them little secrets, haven't they? Stuart Cox says, Leon, have you used the tackle safe yet? I've started to transfer bits and pieces from my Fox box to my tackle safe. I must admit, first impressions, I like it. It's well made. They've got proper magnets in it, so it stay closed and won't come open. But like I always try and do, I want to give it a while of using it, and you know. But I'm going to in one of my next vlogs, I'm going to talk about it a bit more, and also I'm going to do a dedicated review on it. That Carp, evening, good to see you in here. Dan B says now getting sort to take his Mrs. B for an overnighter on Saturday. Good for you, Dan. David Taylor says he's fishing catch 22 next week. Anyone got any tips? David Etok, good to see you in here, mate. Hope you're well. Great to catch another live feed. Carl G Northwestern Fishing said it's sponsored by IE the Counter. It must be sponsored by Fox because they don't want it to go up any more than that. I mean, I know we have a laugh at Fox and some of the other companies and that, but, you know, we're only having a laugh. Jake Douglas says the rig safe is the bollocks and he bought another one. Good for you, Jake. That's 50 quid you've just spent. One, I could suffer. Two, I think the point of it is to have everything you want to use in one place. Derek McCall says, must be a Raf Regiment thing wearing your girlfriend's kit, mate. Mate, I've got the Mrs. B's knickers on underneath. You wouldn't believe. What's wrong with that? Doesn't everyone do that? What, you mean like wear Mrs. B's knickers? I hope not. Paul White, Leon, these vlogs are great and a thank you is due. Been carping for 35 years and watched all the carp vids, CDs, and you're using YouTube perfectly for me that can't get out at the moment. Cheers, Leon. Respect, Paul. Thank you very much. You know, I really do appreciate every single one. Look, you're having to give up your time on a Tuesday night or a Saturday night or a Monday when I release my vlogs or whatever to watch them. You know, you don't have to watch them. Don't have to. You don't have to be in here. You don't have to be in a closed Facebook group. You don't have to buy the black chicken hoodies. You're supporting the community. You know, and I really appreciate that. You know, it's not about me. It's about the community and where we're building it. I mean, look, if you look when, what, 10 live feeds ago when we started doing it on a regular basis, we was getting 35 people in, then the next week we'd get 50, then it'd be 70, then it'd be 100, then it was 140. You know, the community's growing. The movement is growing, guys. And we're not the only ones. You know, I get messages all the time about how, you know, it's real fishing you're doing. Love your vlogs. How the live feeds are like real community. It's not someone trying to sell you something constantly. Loving your comment, Nick Minter. Loving it. Dominic Carter says, me and Mrs. B's knickers. Oh, that's a vision I didn't want. No, you'd be surprised, Dominic. You'd be surprised. Morgan Evans says he's put the carp rods away for a couple of months. Loving the lure fishing at the moment. Black chicken boxer shorts. Roy. There's another idea. Evening, John Tinsley. Right, we've got 196 people in the room. That says 180. On my right hand screen says 196. I don't know why that's not keeping up with it. Happy Halloween, Chris Carp, you gods. Sean Rowland. Question, what depth do you think is the ideal depth in winter to catch carp? Graham, whatever depth they're at. Because, you know this, you've got a lot of different things. The pressure, because you've got a lot of high pressure. So I've found most of the time the carp are up middle layers or top. But I've had echo sounders out on lakes in the winter when it's been freezing cold. Excuse me, when it's been freezing cold and you see fish 3 foot below the surface, 4 foot off the bottom, mid-water, all different little groups. So I don't think they all stay, oh, they're all going to be at 7 foot for the winter. I don't think it works like that. I think it's to do with, 1, if they're hungry, 2, how deep the lake is, because of thermoclines and that. 3, the pressure and the sunlight and things like, you know, there's a lot of, not with everything to do with fishing, there's a lot of variables. It's like, why does one bait work on the water and you'll go to another water, it works, another water, you'll catch everything, then you'll go to this one particular water and you can't get a bite on your bait? Why is that? Well, I tell you why I think that is because the fish don't need our baits. They're eating our baits because our baits have got some ingredient or some mineral or some amino acid that they need or they want or they not so much like, but they need in their diet. So taking, say, that fish meal to all those other lakes and you're catching, then you take this particular lake and you can't catch anything, but as soon as you change over to a nut bait or a bird food, you start catching. Now, to me, that's because that bait, the bird food or nut bait, has got an ingredient or an amino acid, a mineral or vitamin that the carp is deficient in on that lake. You know, Graham, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Pete Merritt says, Leon, I retail tackle. The manufacturers would expect the retailer to be the first port of call for a problem. That's true in some instances, Pete, but if you're a customer anyway and you don't get any joy from the retailer, or you want to get a quick answer, or you bought it offline from Calder because they sell online, or whoever online they sell, then surely you want to go, yes, I get what you're saying about the retailer, but surely you want to get an answer from the actual manufacturer or the person selling it. It's their bit of kit that they've got a problem with, or they need to work out how to use it properly. So I can see what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. Keith Oakey, evening Leon, back now in Florida and it's bloody freezing here. It certainly is, mate. I hope you had a good time. David Taylor's asking if he's fishing Catch 22 next week. Has anyone got any tips? Anyone fished it? Anyone can help David. The Badger says, evening Leon, love the vlogs. Can't you convince Mrs. B to get out a bit more so we can watch a few more during the week? Well, the Badger, I do release 3 videos during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I do 2 live feeds, Tuesday and Saturday. So you've got 5 bits of content every week, 5 videos every week. I'm not a crazy man and I can't be everywhere at once. T100, any news on the green cups? No. Who I use, we've only got the white ones, I'm afraid. unless I can find another company that does the green ones. Matt Gregory says best carp book. Tiger Bay's pretty good. Terry Earn's first one I really enjoyed. If you're struggling, guys, read Terry Earn's first book. That'll give you a bit of inspiration. Well, we've got 207 people in the room. Not sure whether we're going to beat 265, but 207 on a Tuesday night with footballs on and Halloween. Guys, thanks for being here. Sean Castle says, Leon, have you ever used really over-flavoured pop-ups? Yes, I'll give you a little tip. Something I've used to great effect, which someone else gave me, a couple of other guys gave me. Now, you get your pop-up. If you're making your own pop-ups, yeah, you'll roll them up with like a Polaris mix or whatever pop-up mix it is from whatever company, and you use like 2 or 3 mil for a single pop-up. Put 50 million. Yep, you heard me right. Put 50 million. Yes, I know it's crazy and it's madness. Put half the bottle in for a 1 egg mix. I'm telling you, it works. It works. Put them in the freezer. Take them out. Put them in the freezer. Take them out 2 or 3 weeks before you go. In, out, in the freezer. Put a little bit of the flavour in with it. Give them a go. I've caught quite a lot of fish in the winter doing that. Sounds mad, but then anything that's different to the norm could be good, couldn't it? Paul Bever says, Mike Wilmot, Carp Life. Yep, lovely, lovely book, that one. That inspired me, that book, the front cover, to go and catch that fish from Cope Water Park many years ago. That's what inspired me to go and fish for it. Graham Rowland says, I don't think I could answer that by typing. I am agreeing with you plus other bits. Yes, there's a couple of other bits as well, isn't there? Lots of different things like pHs and oxygen levels, and there's lots of different things. Whether there's weed in the lake, whether there isn't, it all affects what they're going to eat. And whether they're natural feeders or not, or you know, sometimes these fish that don't get caught for years and they come out, then they don't get caught for another 3 or 4 years. Have you ever thought of this? What it could be? Because those lakes are pressured and pressured and pressured. Your bait is out there. Loads of naturals swimming about. Imagine all these little snails and everything going onto your bait. So there's a great big ball of snails or whatever on there, or bloodworm or whatever it is, which you wouldn't know when you're reeling it in, because they fall off because of the pressure of the water when you're reeling it back. Now, that fish comes along feeding on the natural, it just sees that as another ball of natural. That's why they sometimes get caught. That's what I think, anyway. Dave Fisher said, where is Mrs. B? We all need to see her come on. No. Passion for Angling Roy, yeah. The Road Grit, hi Leon. Talking bait, what do you reckon Tim Bristol's series of books? I haven't read them, if I'm honest. Heard some good things. I haven't read it, so I can't really comment on it. Dean says, Actimel is a good glug for singles. Top tip, give it a go. Carp Steve says, has anybody tried the Ridge Monkey hooks? I don't think they're out yet, Carpy. David Etok says, is it okay to use 12-pound line with a 25-pound snag leader, or does it need to be a tapered leader? All depends. If you're fishing snags, then I would use a heavier main line, probably 15 to 18, with that snag leader. Doesn't have to be tapered, because you're probably not fishing very far into the snags, are you? That Carp says, Ridge Monkey hooks as good as any other. Graham Rowland says, bang on Leon, active yeast and bacteria. We're going to have a chat sometime, Graham, aren't we? Loads of things. Brian Bowl, Leon, if you were to have a man crush on a carper, who would that be? Chris Yates. Keith Parrish says, fill PVA bag with baits, etc., and lots of breadcrumb. Steve Fox says he likes to use paste around the boiling winter. Yeah, I use paste in the spring and the summer. I mature. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll see I mature my hook baits and my normal baits with like hemp oil or beta stim or salmon oil and green lip mussel powder and liver powder, and just get a fine coating. Some of those hook baits I've been rolling and they're just full of paste. Then I mesh them up so you get some paste left there. Even after 24 hours of bringing it in, I've still got some paste in that netting. And that's a really good tip. It's kicking out aminos and stuff all the time. Tommy Duke says, evening Neil, well happy with his black chicken hoodie. Getting out next weekend with it, and also with the System X all season. Got to be worth a bite, surely. Definitely, Tommy. See, guys, if you're looking for a hoodie, guys, for the winter, that's comfortable, that's spacious, that when you wash it, it doesn't go all stiff, check out the black chicken hoodies. And they're cheaper than most people's as well. What more can I do? Gavin Cross says Dave Lane's new book, Fine Lines, is a brilliant read. I must get that, actually. I must give that a read. Paul Carnage says, hi Neil, particle in bags, fish with a pop-up for winter or just stick to singles. No, if you can get... I like using particles in the winter. If you can get some particles in a bag, little tip is to use either sugar or salt. That takes all the moisture out of the particles so they won't dissolve the bag if you've got, oil or whatever. That's the one, Sean. Chris Yates was a beard will tickle. Keith Oakey says, Leon, do you ever cast a castable thermometer into the area you're fishing to, as you can buy the castable thermometer? Yes, I used to have one many years ago, but I don't really think there's a lot of difference in temperatures all over the lake. In the margins, you're going to get it heat up quicker, but it's all going to catch up with each other. And there's no such thing as thermoclines unless it's below about 30 foot. Graham, you would know about that, thermoclines. There isn't such thing as thermoclines in a lake unless it's deeper than 30 foot, because that's when thermoclines start. The Obsessive Carpet says, hook baits glugged in Marmite works wonders. Yes, that's the active yeast in the Marmite. David Etox says, I'm using a 25-pound snag leader as a shock lead to cast further. Then you can use a tapered one or you can use a normal one. Make sure you do a back-to-back grinner for the knot, because then it'll go through the rings a lot easier. Gavin Carpy Cross says, what colour is that black chicken hoodie behind you on the door, mate? That's bottle green, but that's a little bit lighter than that. Oh, look. There's the colours. That's a bottle green. Pete Merritt says, Leon, as a tackle retailer, I would expect my customers to let me know if any issues they had or are having. I will call the manufacturer on their part. Well, that's brilliant, brilliant service, Peter. I suspect you get a lot of people come to you with the problem, and a lot of people will go straight to the manufacturer. It's just the way people are, Peter. But, you know, Peter, that is brilliant service. You know, that's what I think a lot of tackle shops are like. Because everyone's their bread and butter, isn't it? Dean DM says, single bottom bait or single pop-up? It depends if there's weed in the lake or how cold the water is. As soon as it goes below 10 degrees, I'm on pop-ups all day long. Winter, pop-ups. But I always fish one on a bottom bait as well. Carl G. Northwestern Fishes says I'm wrong. Depends what you're talking about. Why you think I'm wrong? Matthew Randall says he does wear his missus tights. Nothing wrong with that. Don't make you a bad person, Matthew. Ben Wallace says he's got the laser pen that I recommended. He loves it. It's a good one, isn't it, Ben? Expensive, but it's a good one. Keith Oakey says, have you stopped doing the camera vlogs? Has not seen many. Keith, where have you been? I produced 3 videos a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Go to my channel. You'll see hundreds of the bloody things. Andrew Cartwright says, evening Neil, sorry mate, just tuned in. It's been fishing. Did you catch anything, Andrew? What was that about active yeast and hook baits? We're talking about dipping putting your bait in Marmite, and what's in the Marmite is the active yeast. It's the same type of thing that's in mainline cell. That's an active yeast as well. It's an ingredient which is in mainline cell called Brocacell. That's a yeast. Carl G, Northwest Fishers, radiation warms the upper layers in below depending on the state and the temperature on a constant measurement of temperature. Like I said, Carl, if you was listening, most of the lake will be the same temperature or will get to that temperature. The upper layers and the margins will obviously warm up slightly quicker or decrease slightly quicker. But there is no such things as thermoclines above 30 feet. They only exist below 30 feet. How do you like them apples? Carp says, any new gadgets you're looking at? I've got a full review coming out Friday on the Unitech rechargeable USB cap light. I'm also going to be doing a review on the Ridge Monkey Volt as well, which I've been using for about 2 years, and various other bits that I come across or I fancy buying and that I use or whatever. As I said, Keith means the vlogs on camera work. I've only done 3 at the moment. I've got to do one on night photography and a few others, but in all honesty, didn't get many views on them for the work that was involved with them. So, but I will do them anyway because I know you guys want to see them. I'm just doing other things. I'll probably release about 1 a month now. Graham Ronan, tell him. I'm telling him, Graham. I'm telling him. Don't worry, I'm telling him. He's been told for the last 48 hours. Exactly, Keith Oakey. That is mainline cell's main ingredient, hence the name, the cell. Maximus Lepticus, evening, good to see you mate. Love the winter wear video. I think we all concentrate on catching rigs etc. and forget the basics. So well in, thank you very much. You know, like I say in them videos, at this time of the year, is once it gets cold, if you're not comfortable, you're not fishing effectively, and you want to go home. You want to be somewhere else. Cockles and snails, Neil, get on them. Easy to gather snails too. Definitely, Pete. I know a few guys down at Sandhurst have been catching a few fish on the snails, which they've got out the edge. Prawns are another good one. A little bit salty as well. Dean Wooler says, Cheshire Carper, what's your tactics for Sandhurst in winter? At the moment, my tactics aren't working. So I've just done 48 hours on there, not a snifter of fish. But I would say, once it gets really cold on there, then those fish will start coming out. At the moment, they're feeding on naturals, but I like to use particles. 5 or 10 spods over each rod. Sometimes I fish 2 rods on 1 spot. Chop baits in there, hemp, chili hemp, you know, a bit of fire in there. I use a bit of chili extract, which SSP are bringing out, which I told them to, which they're going to bring out, so they listened. Mix that all up with some groats as well, because all that chili extract and hemp juice and all stuff from the boilies all gets sucked in there, produces a cloud, and I'll fish 2 pop-ups and 1 bottom bait on those areas. If I get a bite, I'll top it up again. Loving your comment, Maximus. Definitely location for canal and river carp, I would say. Dominic Carter says, on the customer service issue, tackle shops have to do the face-to-face and there is a personal connection. Totally agree. Whereas manufacturers, customer service is just on the phone. Totally agree, Dominic. But how about all the shows that they all do? That's a face-to-face experience, isn't it? Paul Bever says, what do you think of the Garner GTHD line? It's what I've got on my reels at the moment, Paul. If you go and see my video where I do a initial review on the Gardener GTHD. You'll see everything about it there. Do you know what, guys? There's 210 people in here at the moment, and we've been going for 45 minutes. It's like, boom, it's just gone. It was like 5 minutes. We've been going for 45 minutes. There's Kev Spencer. Good to see you, mate. Hi, Ian Smith. Graham Roller says, with active cell type baits, let them warm up for a few days by a radiator. Sticky is best. I love it. I love it, Graham, when they're going a little bit white. And I'll tell you what I do with my maize. I cook up my maize, I leave it in a bucket, and I'll leave it there for about a month, Graham. You get a blue film on top of it, like a crust. That is the best time to use it. Ian Smith says, will you be attending any shows? Yes, I will be at the end of November. I will be at the Carp show. I will also be at the Brentwood show. I'll be at Zwolle. I will be, if any of you German guys there, I will be at the German Anglian Heridian show in March. I will be at the big one. I will be at the Northern Anglian show as well. Paul Bedford, I use the GTHD in £15, casts really well. Tim P, good to see you. Dan Williams, good to see you as well. Billy Martin, alright, I'm good. No fishing tonight, I came back this afternoon. Jake Sharp says, how's the V2? Can't fault it at the moment. Really can't fault it. No condensation with that skull cap. Keeps it lovely. I had the front off and it was like 2 degrees, 1 degree the other night. And with a ground sheet down, didn't even need to feel the need to put the front on. Still no condensation. Danny Gleef, Fermented, that's the one. Hi James Green, good to see you. Cole Dodsworth, good to see you. Jody Stafford says, thanks St John's and Leon for the feedback. It's nice to see everyone get involved and educating each other. That's what this community is about, guys. That's what it's about, Jody. It's about all of us helping each other. Morgan Evans says, I'm going to try zigs on this winter, but going to tip the foam with 3 to 4 maggots. It's got to work. Very good little tip, that. Thing to do is get a little small hook, like a 16 or a 14. Tie that onto your hair. Put that through the foam and thread 2 or 3 maggots onto the hook and then pull it back down into the foam. It's a real good little tip, that one. Christopher Warren says, Baitworks offer excellent customer service. However, JRC never replied when I had an issue with my bivvy. Andrew Speed says, is it time to get the pop-up on? It's almost time, Andrew. As soon as that water temperature goes below 10 degrees, the pop-ups are on. I'll let you know when it goes below 10 degrees. It will be in the next week or so. Carpy Stevo says, get rid of your ground sheets, artificial grass. Yeah, just more carry, though, isn't it? Jake Douglas says, would you add liquids or powders to fish particles so it sinks quicker? I don't really add the liquids and the powders to the particle mix, although if I'm using groats I do. I tend to add it to my boilies or my hook baits. Parksy says, hi Leon, do you do any other types of fishing for the winter or just carp fishing? Just carp fishing. Wafters, James Kelly Miller says. Groove and Cat says, Leon, plain foam for zigs or imitation bug zigs? I like plain black foam, myself personally. But I've heard the bug zigs are pretty good as well. Lee says, does the type of bottom affect lake temperature too? Silty lakes stay warmer as dark bottom absorbs more heat. Depends on the depth of the lake, Lee. Because light doesn't really go into water very well. MJ Mercer says, Leon, we have started making rapeseed oil on the farm. Do you think this could be okay in the summer? Yeah, it could well be. I don't really know the makeup or the technical makeup, the boiling points and things like that of rapeseed. But if you do a search on the internet to see what the what it's all about, you know, what's in it. Robert Stafford says, watching Leon, bought some of the old sesame seed oil today. Can't wait to use it the weekend. Good on you, Robert. Mix it with a little bit of hemp oil. Thins it out a bit, emulsifies it a little bit. P. Gribber says, hi Leon, how do you keep yeast active like cell if it's boiled, or are they air dried? No, it's just naturally they put an ingredient called Brocacell, which is an active yeast, into the boil. It's actually inside of it. Sean Saunders says he's got to go. Good to see you, Sean. See you next time, mate. We got about another 10 minutes before we wrap it up here. Still 190 people in the house. Sean Cast says, blue cheese powder, another good powder to put over your boilies. It's another good one. Rapeseed is good for cooking, yeah. Keith Oakley says he bought the lighter today. Looks perfect for the job when it's windy. That's the flame, the one with the high flame, like a jet lighter, which I put a link up to in one of my videos. They're only about £3 or £4, and if it's windy, you just get a constant jet. Chris B says, is an overwrap essential for winter fishing? I would say so, Chris. Not essential, but if you want to stay comfortable and not get any condensation, you've got to have an overwrap. Gavin Cross is up in Burnley. The lake he's on is 8.6 degrees already. Much cooler up here. That's about 4 degrees cooler than it is down south at the moment. Dean Cousins says, banging lighter. It certainly is. Morgan Evans says, have you seen the new ESP Brolly system? Looks nice. Looks nice, but the material doesn't look very thick. Looks very thin. I'd like to see what the material is. Dave Fisher says, would something like gravy powder work? Most definitely. It's got beef extract in there. It's probably got a similar thing to Marmite in there as well. See you later, Sean. Thanks for popping in, mate. MJ Mercer says, his hemp oil good for cooking? Yep, 100%. It's very, very good for you. It's got probably the best nutritional content is hemp oil for everything. David Eatock says, Leon, can I just confirm £12 mainline to a £25 snack leader to improve my distance instead of a tapered shock leader is okay, using a back-to-back grinner. If you use a tapered shock leader with a back-to-back grinner, David, it'd be a lot easier to cast. You won't get as much possible thrap up. If you're using a £25 line, which is probably about 0.50 or something, to a £12 line, which is about 0.30, even with a back-to-back grinner, you're going to have a fairly big knot. Hi, Carl. Kyle, even. Yeah, washed out baits with no flavouring does work, definitely. Paul White's got to go. Cheers, lads. Terrific show. Thanks for being here, Paul. Thanks for turning up, mate. Popping in. Evening, Carp and Nick. Cheshire Carper says, the Lakey's fishing has slowed down since it's been cold. Any tips on how to approach my next overnighter? I think just fish singles if you can. High fluoro pop-ups, high flavour, or little bags of pellet. Because what will happen is eventually the water temperature will get down to where it's going to be, more constant. The fish will be more used to it, and they'll be more inclined to feed throughout the winter. Keith Oakley says, also he's got the military thermal trousers that I mentioned in my clothing vlog. Look and feel mint. I had them on myself last night. You can wear them in the bag and you're as warm as toast. Here we go. And Andrew Speed says, windproof lighter, you can get 2 for £1 from Home and Bargain. There you go. Thanks for sharing that, Andrew. Craig Sawyer says, hi Leon, what rig works with carp with a smaller mouth? All rigs will work. I would say if they've got a really small mouth, then to just fine tune everything down a little bit. Slightly smaller hook. Danny Gleed said, would you boil lake water drink? What a question, Danny. I fished the lake where I didn't take any cooking stuff. I didn't take any water bottle with me because it's too much to carry. And I actually used a filtration system. I don't know if I've got... I thought I had one here, but I've packed it away. Where you squeeze the water through this filtration system, and I was fine. Carp Nick says vodka soaked woodbacks work well in cold water. Definitely. That's the E for that alcohol in there. Morgan Evans says, what liquid should I soak my foam in? Try Talin. Paul Gimmer says, hi Leon, I've read that as soon as you boil an active yeast, it is no longer active. Is that true? Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you for 100% sure. Steve Berry says, got himself an intervelometer. Great idea, thanks. Thank you, Steve. Hope it's all working all right for you. Andy Weaver's got to go. See you Saturday as well. Don't forget, guys, Saturday I'm back here for another live Q&A Saturday night. Don't forget, if you're looking for a Christmas present and want to keep warm this winter, get yourself on the black chicken hoodies over on my website, www.leoncarper.com, or you should, if you're not already in our closed Facebook group, do a search on Facebook for It Only Takes One Bite, one word, ask for an invite into there, come into there, and it's just like this. Everybody helping each other. You post up your catch pictures. If you do vlogs or videos, you can post them up there. Any sort of products that you're using that you can recommend, you post them up there. You can ask as many questions as you want. Everybody's good. No question is a silly question. Keith Barry says, yes, it's true, you killed the yeast. Wouldn't surprise me. I suppose it makes sense, Keith, because when you bake bread, the yeast rises and then it's not active anymore, is it? Matthew Randall says, Ridgemug is terminal attack was released this week. Good stuff. Good winter tip from MJ Mercer says, good winter tip, don't eat yellow snow, that's for sure. Cheers, Pete Marriott. He said, have a great night, Leon. Keep up the good work. Night. Brian Silver's off as well. Graham Rowland says, no, I don't think so. Is that with the yeast? Is that? Because I'm not 100% sure on that one, Graham. Tommy Duke says, another spot on live chat, Leon. All the best, mate. All the best, guys. Right, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, in the next couple of minutes. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, which I'm pretty sure most of you have, subscribe, hit that bell notification, even if you are a subscriber, because then you'll get all the alerts when a new video gets released or we go live. And hand on heart, thank you very much for being here this Tuesday night and for your continued support for the channel and through buying the black chicken hoodies, which makes all this possible. And I will see you Saturday night. I've got another video coming out tomorrow, and I've got another one Friday, as usual, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Live chat this Saturday, and of course, we'll be back next Tuesday, where I may be on the bank, but I might not be, because I'm going to Holland and Belgium next Wednesday and Thursday working. So, see you Saturday, guys. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely week, and catch up with you soon. Thanks for being here tonight. See you soon, guys.